say, what did you think of that? This is Aisa.
And this is Sean, and we are Niche Girls.
Now, we went to a screening of Lip Service a couple of weeks ago at the BBC with some people who are actually behind the show, like the writer Harriet Braun.
Now, they said they wanted to create a fresh story with original and compelling characters.
Do you think they did this?
I do think they did this. I don't think the British press were very helpful in billing it as the British L word.
Yeah, but Harriet said that she tried to put the L word as far out of her mind as she could when she was writing it.
Okay, in that case, I'm wondering, do you think that Diva spoke to Harriet Braun before they put this article out?
Okay, Diva have billed it as the British L word, but that's not her fault.
I think that people are going to draw comparisons. Another case in point, during the screening, I started creating this.
Alright, so you created a web of girls that have been together.
Love for Alice.
Alright, let's start from scene 1, shall we?
Okay. Before I say any more, I'm going to say I liked the whole show. I didn't like scene 1. I thought that the way they built Frankie's backstory as essentially running away from home, having no parents. Now she's living in this lavish flat in New York, having sex with random girls. I just don't think it happens.
I liked it for that reason. I think it was hot. It just grabbed my attention. It made me think, this is awesome, I want to be watching this. What did you think of the whole thing?
I really liked the show as a whole. I was saying to Sean earlier, I like the fact that it was set in Glasgow, not set in Manchester, London, one of the cities that everyone knows, because I think that it's going to relate to a lot more people in London, not because they're all Scottish, not just people in London, I mean people around the UK, not just because they're Scottish, but because I think that people will find it in a new city, and I also think it's going to make a great drinking game when everyone goes up there and goes on a pub crawl.
That is a great point. I really like the sense of humour to it. Man, do you know what? I would watch that if I was straight. I'm really looking forward to see how my straight friends received it, actually, because I thought it was just so fun. And I really like the up-and-coming romance between Tess and Lou. I think that's going to be awesome. I'm on the edge of my seat already.
I think we can both safely say that our favourite character is Tess.
Yeah, straight away, unless we're talking about in a sex way, and then it's Frankie.
Moving on.
The ending.
The ending definitely made me want to watch more. I thought that they were really spot on with making Frankie seem like this character who is just like a bit off the rails. The whole fact that they made her have sex in a morgue, I think it shows like she doesn't care where she is. She's going to do what she's going to do. She's going to take it.
But for me, it wasn't the sex in the morgue scene. It was the standing on the street and crying. And oh my God, when the lights came up, we both just went,
oh, I think we've all had that moment, and we all really felt for Kat. And you know what?
Yeah.
I hope she really sticks it to Frankie and is like, you know what? You.
In a good way or a bad way?
Cheeky.
Okay, right, well, I'd say we liked it. I'm sure you did too. If not, you need to let us know. But what did other people have to say? After Ellen said, the acting is really strong, the script is sharp, the actors are on the right side of gorgeous, and the actual look of the show is very British. In fact, it's gritty. Cool factor means that it actually has a lot more in common with other Brit dramas like This Life than the L Word. Now that was written by Great Les Britton for After Ellen.
Yep.
I would say I agree.
I'd say I agree as well.
I like that. I think that's a really positive...
I thought it was actually a very spot on description of the show, and I like the way that, again, they were trying to steer it away from the L Word.
Yeah, we like this, ladies. Now, what did the Radio and TV Times have to say?
I don't even want to get started, but let's have a look. There are two traps to avoid here. One is portraying lesbianism as exotic deviancy on screen to entertain randy voyeurs. The other is being too self-conscious and apologetic about the subject matter. Lip Service manages to fall into both. It opens a topless knee trembler and closes with another sex scene that's a ludicrous attempt to shock, but in between it's rather pappy saga about nice, straight-looking women who keep saying, "I'm a lesbian," as if surprised, in a way that lesbians tend not to. There's no fizzing dialogue or original plotting to compensate. Alright ladies, that review was written by a man named Jack Seal.
That's right, a man. And I'm glad Jack feels that he can tell me how I would tend to act.
I also like the fact that he is convinced that lesbians don't go around going, "I'm a lesbian."
Now, ladies, let's be honest. When you're at a pride, maybe a late night in Soho, you've had quite a few beers, what do you shout? Lesbian!
imaginary victory points up to that.
Victory Flair. Okay, so mixed reviews.
However, when we were at the screening for the BBC, it actually got a fantastic response, standing ovation, and a famous actress who we cannot name wanted to be written into the show.
That is pretty cool. But there was one issue that was brought up a couple of times and backed up by several people. The words that we used are, "it's too white." What do you think?
I've got 3 things to say to that. The first being that the creative team behind the show said there is still more to come in future episodes, so don't put all your eggs in one basket. The second would be that the people who were cast were obviously cast because they were the best for the roles. And the third, which is my opinion, is I actually really enjoyed the cast. And on a little bit more separate note, I'd also like to add, I really enjoyed Friends for 10 years before they decided to cast Sybil Black in. So I think, you know what, ladies, don't look too much into it. Have a bit of fun with it.
That's a really good point. For me, I think it's a shame that there are so little lesbian shows around. The second one comes along, we can't look at it as a good show. We have to look at it as a platform for diversity. Now, as someone who's white British, in the British media, I don't feel underrepresented, apart from as a lesbian. But Aisa, did you watch Lip Service and think, where are all the Mexicans?
No, come on, I was being realistic about it. I wasn't expecting there to be a single Mexican person. I just enjoyed watching the show for what it was. And also, on the basis of having a Mexican in the show, we got Carmen in the L Word, so what?
High five. Nice. Also on the note of diversity, I think maybe it's just worth noting that only one of the cast is an out and proud lesbian.
And that was Heather, who plays Sam.
But I guess on that note, you get lots of gay people playing straight people in other shows. Is that relevant? I'd quite like your opinions on that, actually. Talking of opinions, go on, Aisa, on a final note.
Okay, on a final note, I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was fresh, I thought it was stylish. It's something that I'm very much going to look forward to watching every Tuesday. As we've seen the episode, I'm actually very much looking forward to next Tuesday's episode. I'd also like to add, if any of the cast ever see this, come to Niche Girls HQ and we'll have a massive party.
Beers on us. My final thoughts, I'm just probably going to take this issue of Diva and enjoy the front cover privately. See you later, ladies.
Thank you very much. We want to know what you think, so get in touch with us here, and here.
And let us know what you think.